I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell. Thank you.
Uh-huh. I'll take a look, sure.
It's all worth every...
He must have spent a whole case of ammo holding this site.
Suppose that means we missed all the fun. No one's gonna move on this
Paladin
place.
Dance is waiting for you inside, recruit.
The human-looking synths are the worst. Joining our cause was the wisest decision of your life, brother.
Cavalry's arrived. And it looks like they sent in the big guns.
Why did the Brotherhood send it here?
We call our ship the Prydwen. She's loaded with enough troops and supplies to mount a major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxson's here. And that means we're going to war.
After rolling that thing in, you've certainly started a war.
If history's proven anything, it's that an overwhelming show of force has a chance of halting a conflict before it begins. Besides, why should we hold back when we have something like that at our disposal? That being said, you're about to get to know the Prydwen up close and personal. I've received orders that we're both to report to her immediately. Follow me up to the roof of the police station. We're going for a little ride.
Our eggheads need a piece of tech.
When I get off duty, that Salisbury steak is mine.
Hostile during the flight. I suggest you put it to good use. Make sure you properly identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps to fire on the local. The Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how. Now, all we have to do is fight them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxson will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive. Brotherhood of Steel, the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. We fail. It's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood if it ensures our victory. We're on final approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions. Far too long since I've been aboard. All right, soldier. This is the moment when everything changes. I hope you're ready. Permission to come aboard, sir?
Permission granted, and welcome back, Paladin. Allow me to be the first to congratulate you on a successful mission. And is this our new recruit?
Yes, sir. I feel promoted him to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor his entry into our rankings personally.
Yes, we've read your reports. You'll be pleased to know that Elder Maxon's approved your request and placed the recruit in your charge.
Thank you, sir. And my current orders?
You are to remain on the Prydwen and await further instructions.
Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
Kells.
So, you're the one Paladin Danse has taken under his wing. You don't look much like a soldier to me.
Looks can be deceiving.
Which is precisely why I personally insist on scrutinizing every recruit who boards this vessel. I've read Paladin Dance's reports. He seems to think you'll make a fine addition to the Brotherhood. You might expect an endorsement like that to grant you a great deal of latitude with us. But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood of Steel has traveled to the Commonwealth with a specific goal in mind. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood?
What exactly is your mission here?
I'm not at liberty to say. Elder Maxon will be addressing the crew shortly, and I'm certain all of your questions will be answered. Now, was there anything else, or was everything I said understood?
It's not like I have a choice.
If you want to remain with us, then you're right. You don't. That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address, after which Elder Maxon wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
I don't have any questions.
Then I suggest you head over to the command deck immediately. Dismissed, Initiate.
Excuse me.
I can't talk to you right now. Maxon is preparing to address the crew.
You lost. Maxon's address is being held on the command deck.
Welcome aboard. Elder Maxon is holding his address inside the command deck.
Brothers and sisters, the road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressively, without question. Now that the ship is in position, it is time to reveal our purpose and our beneath the Commonwealth. There is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technologies that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second time in recent history. The Institute scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Synth. A robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam.
Ad Victoriam.
Ad Victoriam.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
If you say so.
I can understand your indecisiveness. Turning your weapons on the very same people that you're trying to save can be a bitter pill to swallow.
What do you want from me?
I want you to start taking responsibility for this planet. To start making a difference. And from what I've read in Paladin Dance's reports, you've already begun that journey. Seeing as he's one of my most respected field officers, you couldn't get a better recommendation. Therefore, from this moment forward, I'm granting you the rank of Knight. And, befitting your title, we're granting you a suit of power armor to protect you on the field of battle. Wear it with pride.
I'll do my best to live up to it.
I'm certain that you will. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Prydwen and my staff, report to the flight deck for your new orders. Welcome aboard the Prydwen, soldier. Make us proud.
Control systems all reporting back up.
Status report.
Green across, nothing new.
Good. Carry on. So how did it look out there?
We've got a lot of work ahead of us, brother.
There. Try it now.
Nothing. I was supposed to report 10 minutes ago. If you can't fix it...
I can fix it. You're the one who decided to kick your way through a Mirelurk. Got it.
There it is. Thanks, brother. I owe you.
regular people. Institute scientists.
Congratulations on the promotion, Knight.
You're telling me the Institute created those monsters? Why?
Elements. But no. Maybe just to prove they could. Those muties might look the part, but you ask me. If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis.
Paladin Danse.
There you are. How did it go with Elder Maxson?
Maxson seems so young compared to everyone else. You're okay with that?
Don't let his age fool you. Maxson's a brilliant tactician. I'd follow him anywhere, without question.
He's a very dedicated man. It sounds like he stands behind everything he's saying.
Of course he does. How could he afford not to? I just hope you appreciate how much of a chance I'm taking bringing you into the fold this quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up, we go down together.
So what's all this about you being my sponsor?
Elder Maxson is understandably particular when it comes to new recruits. He believes in order to keep the Brotherhood strong, we have to bond as brothers. As your sponsor, it's my duty to travel. That's why I'm so concerned about...
Don't worry. I'll be careful.
Good. Because we've got a lot of work ahead. Now, I know you're eager to hop into a suit of power armor and take the fight to the Institute. But first things first. In order to be an effective part of the team, you need to learn your way. Since I've been officially assigned to you as your...
You can come with me or wait until I'm done. It's up to you.
In that case, I prefer to tag along. If you change your mind, just let me know.
Good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
Whatever suits you.
Expanding the technological knowledge of the Brotherhood. If I can help by weeding out the undesirable, since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting, would you mind telling me why you're here?
Just learning my way around the Prydwen.
Learning your way around? Ah, I see. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrol. Unfortunately, I'm...
What exactly is a research patrol?
Simply put, we send a small two-man team to... saves us from sending...
What type of technical documentation?
The Brotherhood is medical records.
If you want my help, just ask already.
I wasn't aware you were interested, Knight. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open. I'm authorized to pay you for each...
Sure.
And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, in any event...
Food in the mess hall isn't bad. Well, as long as you don't smell.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
What kind of medical exam? I feel fine.
There's nothing to be alarmed about. It's my responsibility to... I'm going to ask you a series. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
There wasn't that much radiation around before the bombs fell.
Before the bombs? You were a vault dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact?
Have you had problems with the crew catching diseases?
Well, yes, actually. It's not unusual for our recon teams to...
Sure.
We don't want a single... Anyway, this exam is about you, so...
never been seriously sick in my life.
Good, good. Third question. And please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
Well, there was this one really ugly girl in college. I mean...
That hardly qualifies.
Right.
Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
That's more of a morals question, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the crew is just as important as the physical. Anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to misguided moral standards certainly isn't Brotherhood material. So what about you? Would you have a problem with it?
If my life's in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to defend myself.
That's an acceptable answer. And the most common. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance...
Uh-huh. Excuse me, Captain Cade.
Looking for medical assistance, soldier?
Yeah. Take a look at me, Doc.
All right, soldier.
Hurting all over, Doc.
That's some pretty serious trauma you have.
Uh-huh.
And that's that. Anything else bothering you?
I'm feeling sick. I think it's radiation.
All right. Let's...
Mm-hmm.
All done. Any other complaints?
Just hurt all over.
I've seen worse. All done. Any other complaints?
No, we're done.
All right. You...
So, you're the new recruit I heard about. Huh, not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
The last batch of recruits we took on were wastelanders. Dirty, beaten up, looking for a handout. They were desperate and looking for an easy out. You look like you're here for a reason. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Prydwen's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
Sounds like you have a pretty full plate.
Plate? Hell, I have a whole table's worth of duties around here. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
I hardly noticed.
Can't tell if you're patronizing me or trying to be polite. How about I just forget you mentioned it? Anyway, I'm sure you're here to... There's a pretty decent T-60 suit sitting in Bay 3 that's all yours. The left leg... Oh, and if you need any work done on it, now, if you'll excuse...
I'd gladly lay down my life if it keeps humanity from repeating the apocalypse.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Why are you in there?
I'm glad you asked. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on...
Wait, buy them? Since when does the military sell equipment to its own soldiers?
Since someone dropped a whole bunch of bombs, keeping the Brotherhood supplied takes caps. The good news is by having a constant flow...
Right.
Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps...
Caps on the side, huh? Doesn't sound like official military business to me.
Well, it is.
Uh-huh.
Just involves a little bit of... And since I'm stuck up here manning, after you're done with the meet... In the meantime, if you ever...
You think the Commonwealth looks bad?
Proctor.
You should see
Step
the
forward,
Capital
Knight.
Wasteland.
Even though they've locked me in this blasted...
If you run into any Sith, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners.
Advice to live by.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Pridman's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, brother?
Just point me to the action.
I applaud your enthusiasm, Knight. Let's get right to it, then. Shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
What do these shells do?
The Fat Man launcher is an essential part of the Brotherhood arsenal. A squad of troops armed with one of these. If you ever have the pleasure of firing one of them, allow me to give you a word of advice. Don't fire one of them in close quarters. That enough to go on?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at...
It'll be a pleasure to explain.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong. Dismissed.
I'm sure you've all seen or heard about the latest issue of Public Occurrences. Some bold claims by our intrepid reporter. Since possibly living among us, undetected. Very serious implications. Wouldn't you agree? The mayor's office has, of course, issued a statement denying the...
Target acquired. I'll try to keep him in your sights.
Heads up.
What do you want?
Excuse me, Paladin Danse?
What's up?
Danse, I think it's time for you to leave.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is a come back alive, soldier.
Man, I could really use a cigarette.
I don't ask for much. Just need a full bottle and some bones to break.
Not many super mutants.
I gotta be honest with you. I feel more comfortable with a rocky ceiling above my head. I got something a bit different for you.
just walking his bear in the woods.
Buckethead would show up, I'd rip his legs clean off.
That's it.
Someone there! Out there, somewhere. Only one.
Yes.
And it won't be you. What? Scared already? Nice!
Nice.
You can't hide forever. Do it! Scream! Hey, you disappear! No fair! You're here! Stop hiding! Gonna find you soon, human! I wanted to fight. I can... Out there, little snake! Gotta come out sooner or later! Come out, wherever you are! Gonna splatter your brain!
Paladin Danse.
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
I was just doing what Elder Maxon asked. No more, no less.
Well, it's good to see you done. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how
Don't apologize. It reminds...
Thank you, brother. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you should head back up to the Prydwen and talk. Dismissed.
Question, residing with a boy he claimed to be his son, hasn't been seen in weeks. Now it seems the whole story may have been fabricated. It's unclear at this time if the boy was being held against his will. Authorities have so far refused to comment on the details. Should you happen to spot the man, and believe me, you'd recognize him, don't hesitate to get word to Nick Valentine. And keep that dial tuned to Diamond City Radio for updates on this breaking story. Now we've got pistol packing mama from the record packing daddy named Bing Crosby.
Okay, out with it.
Strong hope we find milk of humankind soon.
Hey, General.
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Uh-huh. Let's see what you have.
All salvage.
My experience, hot shots, big.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
What happens at Fort Strong now?
Paladin Danse is supervising the transfer of the Fat Man warheads to the Prydwen. They'll provide quite an edge to our arsenal. I've also ordered a detachment to occupy the location. All in all, you handed us quite a valuable location.
Too bad it wasn't the Institute.
Not to worry, Knight. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will, once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's nav.
Where can I get more signal grenades?
I'd use the supply I gave you sparingly. These devices are far more, should you need more.
Will the vertibird stay and help me fight?
I'm afraid I can't spare a fully armed gunship for this. Of course. Nothing stopping you from using the door gun while in flight.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulous.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, any questions, Knight?
Aren't there any pre-war records about...
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility. The Commonwealth. The ruins of the facility are at the center of the city. The location appears to have been abandoned long ago. Anything else, Knight?
What about those energy...
Our scribes are confident that the energy readings are from Institute technology. We're still detecting them on occasion. Just watch your step. Is there anything else?
Any suggestions where I should look next?
All I can suggest. We have every available scribe.
Reactor at 100% efficiency.
Trying to minimize reactor jitter. Adjusting compression rate.
Looks like we have a thruster imbalance. Tweaking pitch.
If it was up to me, I'd take every barrel, muty, and scent and shoot them in space. I can't believe super mutants were humans.
Tegan.
Well, the Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of nuclear ordnance thanks to you. I expect you could use a resupply after a scrap like that.
Let me see what you have.
Sure, I've got something that...
There. That should hold.
Thank you, sister.
You know, we wouldn't have to worry about them getting out if they weren't on the ship.
Your concerns are noted, Scribe. Give Proctor Ingram my thanks for letting me borrow you. Feel free to have a look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you are injured.
Don't worry. I won't even go near them.
Good. Tampering with the specimens could take... I'm on the cusp of discovering how... If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protect...
What do you mean, crack the code?
The genetic code. You see, the ionized...
Sure.
However, after I believe I've discovered, instead of decades...
Altering someone's genetic code sounds dangerous.
Absolutely. That's why I wish I could show you a sample of the compound. But the specimens I've already captured can only produce so much. What I need are more samples of...
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the...
Uh-huh.
All you have to do is... Hey, I really appreciate...
Right. Scribe Naraya.
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
Yes, here you go.
Is this some sort of a joke? I don't know what that is. Do you have any, or...
Will every creature yield violence?
Unfortunately, nature's stubborn. That's why I need... Have you had any luck?
No, sorry.
I understand. I really appreciate...
Never forget, you are the eyes and the ears of the Brotherhood. If you see or hear anything suspicious, it is your duty to report it immediately. You live in enemy territory now.
Proctor Ingram said she needed the suit tested yesterday.
Yeah, I get it. Just... what if I miss?
Have you ever fired a minigun?
Firing. Everything holding together?
Trust me, you'd know.
Good. Firing.
All right. It looks nominal. And you didn't scuttle the ship. Thanks, Initiate.
Sure.
Do you know what a 10-pound cockroach can do to a buoyancy regulator?
I can guess.
Don't get smart. You want to see the Brotherhood's greatest warship brought down by bugs?
All right. Just don't tell him.
Proctor.
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping out those monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any documents for me? Or perhaps you were interested...
I found some technical documents for you.
Splendid. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, check every building...
If you're looking for another safe haven, there's shelter and supplies at the police station in Cambridge.
Personal log entry 142. I can sum up living on the Prydwen in 4 words. I miss field assignments. Don't get me wrong, the research we're doing is exciting stuff, but life on this ship is a nightmare. I'm trapped in this metal tube 18 hours a day. I still can't decide who smells worse, the soldiers or the mole rats. And what passes for conversation among the grunts makes mutants seem scholarly. I'm gonna speak to Proctor Quinlan. Field scribes cannot have it this bad.
you lost your mind? Why did you release Lorenzo?
Is Lorenzo here yet?
No, of course not, or we'd all be dead already. Now answer the question. Why did you free him?
I wasn't sure who was telling the truth, you or him.
And now he's coming here to kill all of us. Are you satisfied?
This is my fault. I hired this idiot, and he betrayed you.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't just kill you right now.
Don't you want my help?
The problem is, I don't know whose side you're on. Based on what you did back at Parsons, I have to assume Lorenzo's.
Now I understand why you locked him up. He's insane. He has to be stopped.
Well, for Edward's sake, okay.
Oh my...
Ah, you're all here. Good.
How did you get in here?
Why so surprised? This is my house, after all. I like what you've done with the place.
Lorenzo, thank God you finally escaped. Jack just wouldn't listen. You know I would never.
You have all betrayed me, kept me a prisoner, and fed off me like vampires to prolong your pathetic, worthless lives. That is now over. Your time is up.
Please, Lorenzo, it wasn't me. It was Jack. Oh God, please no.
There! Have you lost your mind? Why did you release Lorenzo?
Is Lorenzo here?
No, of course not. Now answer the question.
I wasn't sure who...
And now he's coming here.
This is my fault.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't just kill you right now.
Now I understand why you locked him up. He's...
I'm sorry, but I just can't...
Oh my...
Ah, you're all here. Good.
How did you get in here?
Why so surprised?
Lost your mind? Why did you release Lorenzo?
I wasn't sure who...
And now he's coming here.
This is my fault.
Sure.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't just kill you right now.
Now I understand.
Well, for Edward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my...
Ah, you're all here. Good.
How did you get in here?
What?
He was going to kill me. Kill all of us.
Now do you see? I told you what would happen if Lorenzo got free.
At least nobody died.
That's true. A small miracle, really. And I do realize you didn't have to come back to help us. I only wish I'd been able to find some way to cure my father before it came to this. I still believe that with a little more time, I might have found some way to remove the artifact. But it doesn't matter now.
Looks like I'm out of a job.
Yes. Without Parsons to maintain, I won't need as much staff. Before you go, you did make the right choice in the end. So I feel I owe you something for your help. I think this is fair compensation. I won't be needing your services after this.
You don't need me anymore.
No, without
Great. Thanks.
One more thing. I've done so much research. I'll come back in a week or so.
Lorenzo might have killed us all if it wasn't for you.
I don't understand why he was so angry at all of us. It was for his own good. Couldn't he see that?
Yeah?
Do all you outsiders wear such funny clothes?
Yes?
You know what you're looking for? We have everything. We sell everything. Skin packs, ammunition, outerwear, dinnerware.
Let's see what you got.
The highest...
Hi.
Hey, sweetie.
I want to be left alone.
Come on, Nikki. I'm just asking for your opinion. Would be a great quote.
He's my client, Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a man's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back.
Now, folks, I'm sure
not
you've all
with your
seen
son.
or heard about
What
the
happened?
issue of public occurrences. Some bold claims by our intrepid reporter.
I didn't make it in time.
The Institute? Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, friend. Truly. That makes things considerably more complicated.
He ain't kidding. Heck, Nick's a synth, and even he doesn't know how to get in.
No synth does. Security protocols strip those memories out.
I need to find a way.
I've been investigating these creeps for over a year.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg. Huh.
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah. Figures the Institute's only man on the outside wouldn't be the type to be taken alive.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh.
He wasn't gonna talk. Even if...
Gets his brains blown out. Huh.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Good Neighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the... If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be...
I hope you're right, Nick.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads. Nothing.
Actually, I think I already have something.
Cybernetics, huh?
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the common.
I have to go to the Memory Den either way, if I'm gonna introduce you to Omari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
I'll head there on my own.
All right. See you at the den. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
Well, you two are out. I'm gonna do some more.
Piper.
You know, the Institute has a lot of enemies. The Minutemen tangled with them once. The railroads.
I should get going.
All right.
Hey, Piper.
Heading my way?
You sure you want to travel with me?
Well, it's that or get...
Sure, let's go.
Will do.
Hey.
You say the word. Time for some travel fuel. Want one?
It's time we part ways.
Sure thing. I'll head home.
Walked 100 miles. There was a pile of caps waiting for me at the end. Right? You stand to make a whole lot of money.
Yeah?
Self-described Kim.
Yeah?
Recommended by me, myself.
Excuse me.
This better be an emergency.
Do you know anything about this receipt?
Please. I really don't have time to... Anyway, we should get back to your immediate medical requirements.
Where is Doc Crocker?
Last time I saw him, he had to get something out of the surgery cellar. Probably just had to... Now, I must insist we talk about your medical needs.
I need to get into the cellar, Doctor.
What does this look like? A public outhouse? You know what? Don't answer. Why on earth would I let you down there?
I'm investigating a missing person, Doctor. And I think the trail leads to your basement.
A missing person? You can't honestly think... You know what? Fine. If it'll put the matter to rest. Here, go see for yourself. But if I find one instrument out of place, you'll be getting the bill.
Who needs a haircut? Everyone needs a haircut. Step up.
Oh, Earl. You've really been a handful, you know. But I think we're just about done. Our little mistake is finally going to be corrected. Oh, naughty, naughty. You're not supposed to be down here, but that's okay. I can fix that. I can fix anything.
What did you do to Earl Sterling, Doctor?
What did I do? I didn't do anything. It was Earl. It was Earl who didn't want to be happy. Good patients get a nice new face. Bad patients bleed all over the floor because they want to screw up their surgeon's life.
You made a mistake. But you can still do the right thing, Doctor. Just think this through.
I have thought this through.
What's going on here?
Looks like it'll be a closed casket funeral.
Dr. Crocker. I think you owe me an explanation. What happened here?
You owe me an explanation, Doctor. Your partner was cutting Earl Sterling up into little pieces.
Cutting him up into... Why would he? Oh, wait. The facial reconstruction surgery. If he really did go through with it, and it went badly, Dr. Crocker was willing to go that far to protect his reputation?
What are you gonna do now, Doctor?
Now, I have a report. You should get going. A medical
Hey, see that big blimp? What's the Brotherhood of Steel? Why are they...
I'm happy to report that with the Vault Dweller's help, Billy was reunited with his family.
Ellie?
So, you find out where Earl Sterling ran off to?
Earl's not doing a lot of running anymore.
Crocker killed Earl? Gone as long as he was, I figured maybe Raiders or the Institute, but Crocker?
Well, he's rotten somewhere.
Somewhere? What do you... Oh my god. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Here, take this. I'll send word along. Let everyone down at the Dugout Inn know what happened. Thanks again for closing.
You old bucket of bolts, it's Marty. I know it's been a while, but I came across a little mystery I thought might get your circuits firing. You remember that ugly grasshopper statue on top of Faneuil Hall? Turns out it's got a note in it. A note written by the son of one Shem Drown. I don't expect that name means anything to you, but the guy was a coppersmith, way back when folks did shit like that. Apparently, this note leads straight to the old guy's stash. I don't know what's in it, but I'd sure like to know if it's still there. I'm gonna go do a little recon on the hall. If you decide you want to get the team back together, you let me know.
Go ahead and hide, little bleeder!
Hungry? No green stuff here. Wish Buckethead would show up. I'd rip his legs clean off.
There we go.
Protectron on to this work site has gone 0 days without an incident.
Gonna splatter your brains there! What's up?
Area secure. Do not attempt to flee. Justice will be administered swiftly and fairly.
No, you what? I got me mad!
Fugitive is attempting to evade capture. Beginning pursuit.
Huh? Gonna find you! Gonna kill you!
Continuing search for fugitive.
Gotta come out sooner or later.
Scanning for hostiles. Standing down.
Come out, wherever you are.
Engagement with multiple hostiles in progress. Please stand clear of the combat area.
I can smell you out there!
Do not attempt to flee. You will be identified. Sanctioned. Violence will not be tolerated. order has been restored. No hostiles detected. Standing down. Unidentified intruder or attempted escape is only
Gonna find you. Go ahead and hide, little leader. You're here. Stop hiding. die forever!
They're dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. Why'd they do this? Oh, God.
You're tied to this place.
Welcome back, sir. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Concord.
You could say that. I made a few new friends.
Can't have enough of those these days. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if
Yes, of course.
lead the way, sir.
Hey.
Yes, sir?
Hey, Codsworth.
What is it, sir?
It's time for us to part ways.
Right then, sir. You know where I'll be should you require anything.
Brotherhood of Steel. Better stay out of Good Neighbor. All I'm saying.
well. Mr. Valentine. I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt. Here for Amari, she's downstairs.
Dr. Amari?
Yes? Wait, I remember you. H222's contact. What's this all about?
This one's all yours, Nick.
We need a memory dig, Amari, but it's not going to be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you do realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Isn't there some way to make this work?
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
How much of the brain do you need exactly?
That is not an encouraging question. I suppose I'll have to make do with whatever you can find.
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Nick's an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank me when we've found your son. All right, let's do this.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine. Just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
Tell me you have a way past this, Doc.
Let me think. The encryption is too strong for a single mind. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the He'll act as a host, while your consciousness...
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit down over there, and keep your fingers crossed.
See you on the other side.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on. Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location. There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way.
Remember,
And she protected me from Dad.
these memories as Kellogg. This may prove
That cost her more than a few
disorienting at first.
beatings. I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then.
I'm trying to sleep.
Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole. I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. People always hoping for something better. They usually end up with
This
something
doesn't
worse.
seem to be what we're looking for. There appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Try that one.
The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on that petty bullshit or next job or whatever. It's only looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand. That's what happiness felt like. I was the worst thing that ever happened to her. If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer. It's gonna be fine. You'll see.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on, Sarah, you've got to give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days. Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter? No, I never deserved her. Not for 1 second.
I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kind of...
Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you
I found
weren't
another
there
memory to try.
to help them.
I'll connect you.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself. There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. They just took it as part of the job. Little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end. one way or another. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe. I don't remember much from that time. It all kinda blends together. There was almost always a bar, though. That's universal.
So, I hear you'll take care of people's problems. Is that right?
If you pay me.
Oh, we'll pay you. And, you'll do this all by yourself?
That's right.
We pay you when the job's done. Is that okay?
That's the way you want to do it? So who do you want dead?
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming. So, you're with the... First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute.
Institute? I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you...
You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute. But I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement, which suited me just fine.
Been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
Systems offline.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
Big heads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it. I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends. I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, they came to me. Wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. I didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault. Of course, neither did they. Not really.
All computers are still working.
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never liked to. And yeah, I guess it did remind me of, her. Yeah, I'm a cold-hearted bastard for sure, but, still human. Better this way, though. Better than taking her kid and leaving her alive.
That's good.
Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if he somehow got thawed out. At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If he could take me out, they won't be able to hide from him for long.
Checking through the logs. Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Pod C6, down the hall near the end.
I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Open
Is it over? Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's going to be fine.
Come here. Come here, baby.
No, I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only going to tell you once.
I'm not giving you Sean!
God damn it. Get the kid out of here. Let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup?
I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. Come on. All right, we're good.
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
His whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up. It wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
Kellogg.
It's okay. One of these days, the new breed of synths could easily pass as human. Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend in. They were killing machines. Pure and simple. Smarter, stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side. You're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Wow. Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
But the dreaming.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready. Okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
Am I okay? Are you seeing anything bad?
Don't be alarmed, but but your neural and physiological readings have returned. Are you ready to talk about what happened in there?
I saw Kellogg's life.
That's right. He was a human being. How does that make you feel?
Does it really matter how I feel, Doctor?
Yes. You can't tell me that bearing witness to that man's life didn't affect you. We're getting off track. The only question is, what do we do now?
That scientist Kellogg was supposed to track down. Virgil, we need to find him.
You're right. A rogue Institute scientist could answer all kinds of questions. Where did the memory say he was? The glowing sea?
Why? What makes the glowing sea so dangerous?
The name says it all. Radiation. Navigating radioactive... That's why it doesn't make sense.
That's why he's there. To make the Institute think twice about following him.
That must be it. He's using the radiation in the glowing sea like... If Virgil found a way to...
Sure. How do I fight that much radiation, Doctor?
There are chemical compounds. Rad-X, Radaway. A sealed environment suit would be great, if you could find one. Or me.
I'll find a way to get through the rads. Don't worry.
Good luck. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up.
Nick.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. I was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
What did you say?
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Mari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
Let's get going, Nick.
Been one heck of a ride so far.
Hey.
There's something bothering you?
It's about time for you to go, Nick.
Sure. Suppose I'll head on home then. So, Crocker went amateur butcher on poor Earl. Moments like this, I'm glad.
Larry, remember that church steeple sticking out that we spotted a week ago? Go there, turn southwest and walk into the radiation here was way more than I expected. Bring some Rad-X and a bunch of Radaway. I don't know how Bucky did it that one time. He must have had a better suit or something. And from now on, no one goes into the glowing sea. Let Bucky's record stand. I'm too sick to move. So I'm gonna hunker down here until you guys get here.
This has been a pre-recorded message. Message repeats in 3 seconds.
Larry, Bucky, if you guys can hear me, stop messing around and come get me. Oh, I'm stuck in some shithole in the middle of the glowing sea. Wish I could give you better directions. Okay. Larry, remember that church steeple sticking out that we spotted a week ago? Go there, turn southwest and walk until you find a cave. It's hard to spot, and there may be a couple, but I'm in one of them. Radiation here was way more than I expected. Bring some Rad-X and a bunch of Radaway. I don't know how Bucky did it that one time.
Let's see now.
Sure.